All right.
And you click it. You poke the mechanism. All right. So what happens is,
I'm sure it's completely safe.
Yeah.
There it is.
Ah.
Opens up a pathway, a passage, and yeah. So you can go sneaking and peeking around through there if you want. You can go right through.
Yep. Very carefully.
I'll take a femur.
And quite easily you start to realize, because on the other side of here is daylight. Well, not daylight. Sorry, it's night. It's nighttime still. But you can see a way out of here. There's a way out of here, to which is very unmistakable as the quarry.
This is the other way into that tunnel we found.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we knew there was another way in, so...
What was going to happen if you guys didn't actually manage to kill LaRock? As soon as he bounced his way over here, he was going to run. He was going to go outside of there. Unfortunately, he didn't actually make it due to an arrow in the neck.
That's so bad.
And now he's probably going to be eternally standing.
I used to be a cultist like you until I took an arrow to the neck.
Exactly. So yeah, you guys can just leave out that way if you like.
We have an old man tied
pick up the guy that we left.
Okay, yeah. Oh, you know what? I'll bring him over. You guys go and you grab the old guy. Yeah. I'll bring him over. I'll drop him off.
We're just gonna lead him out of here and out of the quarry, and we're gonna go to the constable.
Oops.
Yeah, I guess we gotta report something.
Yeah, Ventilator has it right.
Sorry.
He says no recurring villains.
I accidentally resized him. He is not gigantic. He is not coming to eat you. I can't resize him down again. So anyway, yeah, he's leaving out by the way of you guys, I guess, following behind him. Okay. And he's out now. Okay, so you guys are going back to the outside. Very good. The quarry that is there. And yeah, there's a lot of commotion still going on outside. You can still hear it. People, like it's nighttime, right? People normally are asleep at this time. But there is a lot of commotion going on outside with a sinkhole and, of course, bodies being found. There's a lot.
Right, in town, not in the quarry.
Not in the quarry. You can hear it, just motion. You can hear the sounds, the ambience, if you will, around the town doing some crazy things. But so you guys, have survived, albeit barely. There was some very interesting save rolls. I can imagine that you guys were sweating some bullets, but it's okay. Unfortunately for him, he went on the full offensive instead of a full defensive, which he could have done. He ran out of spell slots for his shield, and therefore ended up dying with an arrow in the neck. Very good. So yeah, what do you guys want to do from here?
Well, we're bringing tied up what's his name to the constable, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Baragusta.
Yep.
And hope the constable isn't part of the group.
No. Baragustas told you the name of the people. Specifically the.
Well, he told us some. Yeah.
Yeah. There's 3 in particular that are of note. There's more people, and they're all sort of like high, prominent members of, sort of patriarchs. Not just patriarchs, but mostly patriarchal.
Yeah.
Of the prominent families in Red Larch. So there's a lot of scandal. You're getting that feeling. There's a lot of scandal going on. However, you're also getting that idea that the believers, or so they like to call themselves, they aren't so much evil as sort of misguided. And with that knowledge, you know, especially with LaRock, who you deem have been kind of bad, maybe everything will be fine. But I don't know.
Yeah, LaRock wasn't a local. He just showed up from somewhere and sort of took over this group, right?
Yeah. You're quite certain of that. You've never seen LaRock before. LaRock is, where did he come from? Well, we don't really know.
We won the fight, but we learned surprisingly little. Like, we got a lot out of this guy, but
it's almost like he might have been able to say something.
Well, you described the arrow in the neck immediately before we could say anything about non-lethal. So it's like, well, now that's canon now. We were just gonna shoot him in the leg.
No. The thing is though, there will be time to get more information. It just so happens that this guy is not going to be the one to give it to you. Right. So you guys are exiting back out to Red Larch. So let's go ahead and get.
But speaking of the dude, I mean, I realize we can't bring his whole body because apparently he's encased in stone. But do we want to do something like bring his head? Or just leave it?
It's up to you guys. Typically, I mean, you're quite certain, especially with a full-blown investigation going to happen. You're sure a full-blown investigation is going to happen. They will be down here. They will see for themselves.
Can we just
you can't
send
bring
the constable in?
So that guy didn't have any holy symbols or anything on him.
I know,
if he's a
nothing.
priest.
Well, no, he has the holy symbol. He has the cultist symbols. He's got that several times on him. In fact, he's even got it tattooed on his flesh.
Okay, well, I don't care about his tattoos, but you said the only thing he had on him were those currency things. But, I mean, certainly he must have personal items and religious items and things like that, which we will be grabbing. Yeah,
you didn't see anything really on him of that nature. No, unless, of course, I mean, you're quite sure, obviously, he doesn't just live off the stone. Well, you don't really know, but maybe that is possible. But
he doesn't have a holy symbol we can grab.
No.
Oh, okay.
You can take one of the patches of the symbol on his clothing, but you can't really.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have cut that out.
Okay.
By the way, when we figure out that we have an exit here, Eric puts back the femur.
No.
What was that? Sorry.
When we figure out that we're at an exit here and we're actually leaving, Eric puts back the femur.
Okay.
Oh, right.
So, right. So you put back the femur. All right, to close the exit. To close the exit, then.
No, just put it back with the body, like because.
Oh, right. Okay, you're not trying to close the door or anything. You're just trying to.
I don't want to carry this around for like a weapon in town.
Right. Yeah. It would be very humorous.
And when we get back into town, I will be like sort of skulking back and not being with the group, right? Staying to the shadows, trying to stay out of sight.
Which brings the question: what is your first objective? Is your first objective to? I would imagine. Go get the constable. At least try to find the constable. The constable is obviously going to be somewhere in Red Larch with all this going on.
While we're walking with the old fellow, I mean, he's just a villager. We're walking back into town with him. I'm going to ask him if he'd heard anything about Lance Rock. If their group has any connection to. If that's another holy site for them, if they have heard anything about that, if their leader here, the rock guy, La Rock, good job, had mentioned anything about a Lord of Lance Rock, any kind
and the Medusa.
And the Medusa,
or Marlos.
I keep forgetting we saw that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, and as before, he really likes you. He knows that he's sort of like got mixed in with the wrong group of people he feels right now. I mean, there were the right group of people for a while, but yeah, he has to admit quite openly to himself that things have changed recently and not really for the better. It seems kind of dark and insidious the way things have gone recently.
Yeah, he seemed like he didn't like it either.
Yeah, no. In fact, he tells you the 3 names of the people that were responsible specifically for bringing in, whether or not they actually killed them, bringing in those 3 individuals that you saw in the hallway.
The bodies.
The Rock himself is the one who also carved the symbol into the skull of those 3 bodies.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
So it was the Hatherhands, the Harbucklers, and the Galker, or Rothan, Bargustus.
Yeah. So
and Marlando.
Yes, exactly. What that translates to is the barber. Because the barber, everybody knows he's kind of weird anyway. Not exactly a very forthcoming guy. The barber, the quarry owner, the owner of this quarry that you guys are walking out into, the one that also gave a hard time to his worker, the one that fired the worker and all that jazz. That one, as well as, if I remember correctly, find it. There's also oh yes, the wagon worker there, the wagon smith. Wagon worker.
That's where the ladder goes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
got to track
down his kid and what's going on there.
And in fact, yeah, he was one of the people that Baragustus will say out openly, drug the bodies into the main chamber there to be carved on, if you will. So. Okay,
so Bargustus is the old guy we're talking to. Rothan Hatherhand is the barber. Am I getting these right? I don't remember.
Marlandro Galker is the barber.
Yeah. Okay, all right. And the wagon master is Ilmith.
Ilmith Waver. Yeah, Welver. Okay. Yeah. These are really hard names. If only I had made these up, I would slap myself right now because they're really, really difficult to remember. I like Joe and Bob and Gary. It's a lot easier.
Little Timmy.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, and you were mentioning specifically about Lance Rock. We have like Baragustus. When you say Lance Rock, yeah, he's quite familiar with Lance Rock. right? He knows about Lance Rock. He doesn't know anything else. Like what you're saying there about undead, and because I'm guessing that you're explaining that to him.
Yeah.
Knows nothing of that. Has no clue what you're talking about. And you can roll an insight check if you want.
Bloody hell. Well, I suppose it can't hurt. I mean,
just to kind of get that little bit out of the way. And yeah, you're certain. You're quite certain that he's not telling you a story. He knows about Lance Rock. Yes, of course. It's a geological monument thing.
Yeah.
Knows a story, a history
Landmark.
about the fact that it was a dragon that dropped it. That actual piece of granite.
And this
there,
rock guy
dropped it.
never mentioned anything. There was never a comment that indicated if he'd come from Waterdeep or from the east, or he never said anything about where he came from or how he showed up here.
Who in specific?
The Rock.
Right. No, he doesn't know where Rock came from. In fact, he's been part of the Believers. He's one of the earlier followers of the Believers. A lot of these other kids, they're adults obviously, but they're new, right? They haven't been around nearly as long as part of the Believers as he's been. Right? He's been there for a long time.
Okay.
And he just walked in one day for one of the meetings, and there was Rock. Like the hell, like. And they have their meetings. They usually have their meetings right here in this chamber with all these floating rocks. Right?
Yeah, I figured.
That's where they had their meetings.
So the Believers just got taken over by all these like tea partiers. They're like rock party.
Yeah, and he sort of like played in on their fear. He seemed like a very charismatic guy. Even though
and the rocks have always been floaty, even before he showed up.
Yes. Yeah, the rocks have always been like that. They never moved either. That was the thing. They've always been there, and it was kind of neat. You know, obviously mystical forces or whatever was going on. They didn't understand that, but they never moved. They never touched the rocks. They never moved or anything. And then the Rock comes in, and you know, he shows up, and then all of a sudden he shows up a few days after the rocks started moving, able to explain the messages, right?
Right.
So, right.
Okay.
So there's that.
Alrighty, so we'll head back. You know what? I mean, the old guy can go home, as far as I'm concerned. We'll just go to the constable.
Well, no, we should bring old guy because he can tell constable what he told us.
Okay.
Right.
There you
old
go.
guy is evidence.
Yeah, it definitely is. And there is the idea that you might want to hurry it up just in the off chance that other, Believers want to make a run for it.
Yeah.
It could be that. There's going to be a whole roundup thing. And in fact, in the weeks that go by, just to kind of give you guys an idea, if you want to stick around in Red Larch to catch runners, you could do that. But then again, they've got actual guards for that. It's whatever you want to do.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so you're gonna go find the constable.
Constable time.
It's easy to find the
Go to
constable.
the butcher shop.
Yeah, you ask about the town. You're like, oh, the constable, this, that. They tell you exactly where the constable. Thank you for that donation, John Cena. Right. Okay. $2.25. Thank you very much. Right. So. Yeah, everybody seems to be able to point to the constable. The constable is primarily caught up with the murders, outside the I want to say brothel for some reason. That's indeed not it. The
boarding house.
Boarding house. Thank you. It starts with a B. Jesus. Obviously, I come up with brothel. Anyway, so there's that. And yeah, you guys can go there and you can tell him everything.
Okay.
While he's investigating the kills that we did.
Right.
What was that, Quill?
While he's investigating the kills that we were responsible for.
There is that. And you can tell him that you're responsible for it, and you can tell him why.
Well, they
and you
did
have
attack
evidence
us.
and everything.
They did attack us.
They started it.
Yeah. Duh.
Yeah.
And we think they're probably responsible for the big cave-in here. At least we're going to say that at the very
The sinkhole.
Totally. Oh God. Anyway, yeah. I guess we're gonna have to tell him.
Also,
is there anything we're not telling him?
Yeah, there's that. You might, yeah. How much do you really? Because this is, I know, also a role playing bit, but seriously, what exactly do you want to say? Because, or you could you could.
Okay, how
everything.
about? I mean, we could just say, we've got this old guy with cave in. That we went down to investigate. We saved a child. We found this old guy.
Yeah.
There was a necromancer or some evil magic guy, whatever name you want to put on it.
Right.
Attacked us.
Necromancer.
And
romancing stone.
rock romance. A rock
Oh
no. I don't know. Do we mention the boarding house at all?
It might help his investigation, and if you guys don't feel guilty at all, I mean,
on the one hand, our story sounds better if we didn't do that. On the other hand, it would save him wasting a lot of time on that.
True. Okay.
Well,
All
Hassan,
right.
you should get a feel for like how
Okay.
he's feeling about these men being killed. You know, if he's like, well, these guys were all just like out of towners, mercenaries, they're
I mean, they
troublemakers,
didn't attack
probably.
us. We were just
Cultists.
walking by.
It was self-defense.
It was self-defense. They did attack us. So, okay, we'll tell him. Let's just tell him.
also,
I've
Tal,
known-
are you still in your garb, or are you?
No,
As I said, I was skulking back and sort of hiding.
Okay, you're okay.
Yeah.
Very good. I'm not gonna make you roll for that. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're competent enough. They're not even looking for you. So that's good. Okay, so
All right.
Eric and the son, you're going forth, and that's the information that you want to tell him.
We're just gonna come clean. Yeah, it was self-defense. Those guys attacked us first, so through the window.
Well,
They
when
come
you start
charging
telling
out
him
and
about the
attacking.
actual murder, like he looks at you, he trusts you a lot, right? Probably more than he should, but then again, at the very same time,
Tell them they fell on their knives.
he's a veteran, right? He's seen a lot of like untrustworthy people. You don't
He's pretty
seem like
solid,
an
this guy,
untrustworthy
right?
person, right?
Yeah, he's pretty solid. Okay,
Yeah, and
like straight up honest, gets the job done.
yeah.
Okay.
And he actually, at this point, he actually thanks you for telling him about what happened here with these particular, because he could not for the life of him figure. It's like, yeah, okay, these guys wander in, as people do with boarding houses. They wander in, they leave, whatever. So these guys have been here for a while, though. When he was questioning the owner of the boarding house, normally people come in, they leave. These guys have been here for a while.
And what have they been doing in town? I mean, they're not here to be merchants or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's
This
kinda
is the first
suspect.
time he's heard of it. In fact, he thought it was odd that the owner of the boarding house didn't say anything about it. And when questioned, she didn't seem to give him any reason that she would be in on something. But you guys can question her if you want. There is basically, you mentioned he has seen the interesting symbol, the little bowl, whatever symbol that goes on there for the Earth cultists. He doesn't know about Earth cultists, but you tell him that you can find more. He will definitely he's gonna go down into. He doesn't know anything about this quarry, this underground thing.
Okay.
But he's gonna go and check that out with his guards.
Alrighty. And we'll give him the names of the people we've been
that's the
told
thing,
about.
because we have the old man, and he can testify to all these people who were involved in stuff.
Yeah, they put him in custody. Yeah, they like the custom that they give people when they tie their hands up is usually behind their back. But he likes Baragustus. He's known Baragustus for a long time, so he doesn't really do that to him. Instead, he just sort of like leads him by the hand and passes him off to another guard, and the guard takes care of him from there. So
It doesn't seem like much of a threat.
The believers themselves have not been an issue until this guy arrived, and these three leaders sort of said, let's go off into the sort of dark side of things, right?
yeah. Exactly.
The believers were just another church, like it wasn't or another religion.
Well, that's just it. It was very, because when
whatever.
you say believers, he doesn't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Right? Like, apparently it's super secret. They did a really good job of keeping it super secret. So yeah, no, the constable didn't know anything about the believers at all. Nothing about them. So.
Okay.
Right. So anyway, the bodies are being picked up after now, since they know pretty much what happened. And interestingly enough, there's one more thing to mention. He asks you about the task that he set out for you in terms of the finding
the caravan outside town.
Oh, right.
He asked you about
That's
that.
right. I forgot.
What about
Did we not turn in that quest after we did it?
No, you didn't.
Oh.
Everything got excited and crazy. He asked you specifically. He says, and about the caravan. Did you find them? Are they okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, we found them. They're fine. We took their wagon to what's his face. Except now we know we can't. Yeah, except now we know we can't trust him so much. But I don't know if he had anything to do with bandits. They seemed like poor bandits, just starving.
Okay. Well, and that's good enough for him. Is he takes your word, face value, and he gives you guys the bounty, the agreed upon amount.
Did we get money for this?
Yeah. No, of course you do. Yeah, no, he's asking you to do the job of a town guard. So he gives you enough for a week, right? Enough for a week of payment, which is you know, for really good, and plus a bonus, so you guys get 10 gold. Not a lot.
Total?
Yeah, 10 gold total.
Okay.
You know,
that's a lot of living expenses.
Yeah, that's exactly, for an entire week of work for one job, right? So there's that.
3 for me and 3 for Tao and 4 for Eric because he eats more.
Well, I was gonna say, if you consider the fact that we have 20 gold piece worth of those trade token pyramid things, that comes up to 30, which means we can get 10 gold each between those two things.
So yeah, you guys can adjust that right now. Tao, while you're sitting there snooping about in the shadows, probably overhearing a lot of what's being said, what's your passive perception? Yeah, okay, so you catch on to it really fast.
Things
you
in
hear
the
a
shadow.
psst, and
I turn around and stab whatever I see.
do you really?
I turn around, draw my daggers, ready to stab whatever I see.
Right, okay. When you turn around, you draw your dagger and says, ho, friend.
Like reflexes.
It's the they call you friend, right? But technically you're rivals. It's the other bakery. So it's a Zentarum contract. Or contact. Yeah. And they
one of the few people not implicated in the rock conspiracy.
Yeah, these guys are totally good.
Right, I know. Well, right now.
Allies and all that.
Yeah.
I know about totally good, but yeah.
So yeah, he says to you, been busy of late?
We've been keeping occupied, yes. Do you have news for me?
Possible job. Come in to where I'm supposed to go. I don't really want to go. I mean, I kind of like making baked goods. I don't know what to do.
I don't know what that would be like.
Yeah.
Never had the inclination to be a baker.
Yeah. And he says, I will actually pay you my my salary to go and if you get the chance to check out the Barge Right Inn, further to the the southeast.
I love
That's
it.
outside of town, right?
Yeah, Barge Right. Yeah, it's it's like a town. It's an inn, but it grew up around the inn.
At these crossroads. Yeah.
Apparently, it's in the interest of the Zentarum to find out what's going on there because they're losing quite a bit of coin. Shipments are coming in late, and then when things are coming in, they're not as what was on the ledgers. Things are like missing or added to, and the actual Zentarum is losing money on their venture in Barge Right Inn. And I'm supposed to go check it out.
The Zentarum own the Barge Right Inn?
Well, yeah, you know this.
Yeah. Sure, of course. Totally.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to roll for that. Wait a second.
And so there's some accounting irregularities.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to go over there and audit things.
Yeah, he's supposed to go there and find out. He says, obviously, discreet is... Be as discreet as you can. Because if we're going to find out what's going on, they can't know you're one of us. Right.
I'm not one of you.
You say that? Okay. He looks at you and he's like... But I thought...
That's
I'm an
what you
independent
get for
contractor.
Independent contractor. Oh! Well, that's even better then. Right? Because then the other Zentarum wouldn't know your face. See, I had the problem of having to actually pay a mage to change my looks because they know me down there. So I don't even have to pay for that. Thank you. You're saving me a lot of money. I'll give you a little extra bonus.
How much we
I really don't want to go down there.
The most realistic form of like criminals is like, oh, I will give you extra money that was not agreed upon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, this guy will because honestly, he knows that if he goes, it basically he's either going to do the job well, or he will die for it, and he doesn't want to die for it. Right. So he likes making bakery goods. Right. And also, Yeah, that works out for him. So that's a little conversation that you guys have. That's something for you to decide if you want to talk to the rest of the group about later. You can. I
didn't hear what the payment was going to be.
Oh.
Right. Because that'll be that for expenses. For expenses and like hazard pay and everything, it's going to be a total of 200 gold. I just gave you a bonus. His little bonus that he's got going on there too. 200 bonus.
I don't know. A lot of money.
200 gold.
Seems like a long trip to have to take out of our way. You know, I've got this other thing going on right now that's kind of interesting.
All right, make a persuasion or a diplomacy check. And
well, luckily,
you get advantage on it because he still does not want to go.
And luckily, I do have my discipline of the conquering mind, so I've got the subtle sort of influence going on here. Effectively gives me proficiency. What is persuasion?
Yep.
With advantage. How about a natural 20?
Wow.
Give me that dollar.
Right.
Dala.
Okay, with the crit. All right, let me think this through. Okay, I'll just roll again. That's what I'll do. That's the way we'll do. Holy shit, that's not fair.
I want double.
Well, you don't. According to my dice, you don't quite get double, but you know what? Fine, I'll give you double. Right, so it'll be a total. We'll get a total of because you made a crit, right? It's a crit, and I did roll really high. So okay, you know what? We're fine. We will. Yeah, he will give you when you come back, right? You know what he'll do? He'll give you incentive now. That's what he'll do. He'll give you incentive. He's going to give you 50 gold up front.
Each.
No, it's just Tao. He's just the baker.
Yeah. So just 50 gold up front, and when you return, or if you return, he doesn't say if. He says when you return, I will give you another 350.
350. Yeah.
Because honestly, he says, I think it's fair because while you're gone, I stand to also make more money with the bakery. Right? It's only fair. You're saving his hide, and he's gonna get more money because you're out of town anyway.
His rat meat pies,
Yeah. That's a nice crit though. Holy shit. All right, so you guys are gonna have some money if you do this. Now, money is the only thing that's gonna really ring in true for this at the moment. So San and Eric, I don't know what your interest in this would be, but maybe Tao can sort of persuade you. I don't know. But yeah, that's that.
Okay. So
what else?
So the constable is going out to investigate, and we're just kind of like left alone now.
Oh, yep. So the constable goes on about his investigation. You got Lasan and Eric. You guys.
Is he sending people to deal with all those different names that we gave?
What's
like
that?
The kid's father and all that stuff?
Yeah, no, it does make a difference because the kid's father has been implicated. He is a believer, right? Because Baragustus can totally confirm that. And so what's going on right now is you got guards. The constable himself is going down into the quarry. He's going to go check out the entire underground network, and with a few guards. And the rest of the guards are actually going to go and round up the other believers. That's what they're doing. They're going to go knock on door and grab.
Really big rats.
I'm gonna run to my home real quick.
Good
I'm gonna
enough.
like wash off all this blood, that half of which is mine, half of which belongs to other people. It's really bad. But I'm just gonna quickly wash that off my face and hands and everything, and then throw on Tao's like actual her pretty light blue cloak, and just ties up front and basically covers up all the armor and stuff, and then I'll go meet up with these guys again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little Blue Riding Hood.
And it's the middle of the night. We have been hauling, like we left. This is the same day, right? That we
did take.
We were heading.
We did take a significant break to like go to the bar and eat and stuff like that. But it has still been a hell of a day.
Yeah,
so,
and I'm drained.
I'm thinking, why don't you guys want to come back to the farm, spend the night, bring some pies? My family's still waiting to find out what the hell is going on.
Yeah, the family's still waiting, probably with bated breath right now.
We'll take it. And the whole trade thing, okay? We'll chat with my brother and see if he has any information about trade from that end. He's up and down doing stuff all the time. And, you know, if there's any chance we're going to do this barge right in stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't actually agree. I just took his money.
Yeah, exactly.
Took the 50 gold.
We'll see. I'll tell him. I'll let him know if I get a chance.
There you go. Okay.
In is made from barge. Is like on water or
Barge.
It is. Well, it's next to a river. Yeah. In fact, barge right in is quite interesting the way they do a lot of trading. A lot of trading comes down river. It just comes down the river and they scoop it up from the river.
Okay. It's where barge rates go and park and spend the night.
Right.
Barges. Okay.
I have to ask this, out of game here for a second. Is the barge right in? Is this something that's been part of Forgotten Realms for, you know, like 20 years?
Yeah. No, barge right in has been around for a while. Yeah.
Because that story I wrote 20 years on 5 months ago, you know, the DM was starting us at the barge right in, and I didn't know if that was part of Forgotten Realms or something he had come up with. So that's why it was in my story. And when I heard you say it again, it was just like, oh god, that's awesome. So fun. That is so cool.
It's a great name for an area. It is.
Yeah.
And now you guys know that it's part of the Zentarum. Hey, interesting.
Yeah.
It might just be a place where they make a lot of their money, a lot of their funds to fund, well, everything else. Their network, if you will, is a place at least.
Now, there's a lot of weird things going on. Just in general, I'm assuming. Are we riding out? Are we going home? Are we going to my place?
It's up to you guys.
I think go back to your place. Be nice to sleep, get cleaned up.
We'll get fed really well, get cleaned up. You know.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, too, you have a horse. Lasan has a horse.
Yeah, and I got borrowed ones for them.
Yeah, you could borrow ones. Yeah, you guys can get on horses if you want. I don't know what your handle animal, but everybody tends to know how to ride a horse.
Unless you wanted to.
Yeah, we already covered that. Eric can ride just fine. He's just poor at the mounting part.
Okay.
Unless you want to bring Speedy, we can take Speedy and Senpai in the back and go home.
Okay, absolutely. All right, so I will roll for random.
But that's what I was gonna say. Like, if we're worried about things going badly, we could just spend the night in town. Because this is the middle of the night.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
Town has a lot of stuff going on. You don't know if more weird cult people surface. I think farm be safer.
All right.
Hey, I've managed to get home lots of nights after the pubs close. What could possibly go wrong? So I see you next time. Live your life happy, build it beautiful, drop over into Twitch chat and say hello. Bye-bye.